Hey guys, it's time to Nefis and chill, and a lot of you have been reaching out to me in both Discord and YouTube, asking me if I could check out the Tormentor set that was recently updated for Greymoor. And the Tormentor set actually become of much interest to me lately because it definitely made PvE werewolf taking actually a thing. But there was a lot of stuff I was curious about people were saying in terms of certain skills, making it so that you can actually hard taunt AOE. For those of you who don't know, Elder Scrolls Online for tanks, hard taunts meaning you can actually just use a skill on something and it'll stay taunted onto you. There's no threat level or things like that you have to maintain, like in Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft. Typically, taunts are in the form of single target taunts, so you can't just gather up everything and just taunt them all at once with a hard taunt, making sure everything's guaranteed to be on you. That can usually be achieved with soft aggro or other methods, but not actual hard taunts. But the Tormentor set, interestingly enough, does offer actual hard taunts. And I'll be going over what exactly procs Tormentor, or rather what skill Tormentor procs off of, if they're single taunts or AOE taunts. We'll be starting with the review of the universal skills. Universal skills meaning skills available to everybody regardless of class. The first skill we looked at was the two-hander skill, morph of Stampede. It's where you gap close and then the resulting impact results in a direct damage AoE. From what we tested, it only taunts one thing in the area. However, it is confirmed to be a bug that it should be AoE. It should be an AoE taunt. So when they do fix it eventually, you can actually AoE taunt everything in the vicinity with Stampede as long as it directly damages them with Stampede. The next universal skill is Silver Leash. As the tooltip says on the Tormentor set, it's teleport, pull, charge, leap, etc. And Silver Leash falls under the pull category. It is single taunt. It is a single taunt. It's not AoE because it's a single target ability. The next skill is Shield Charge. Shield Charge is a single taunt because it is a single target ability, non-AoE taunt. It is a skill from the one-handed shield skill line. And again, according to the tooltip, it falls under the charge category. The Werewolf Brutal Pounce. Now, this is actually also confirmed to be a bug like Stampede. It's supposed to actually be an AoE taunt. However, right now it's bugged, so it only taunts single target, unfortunately. The next skill is Flying Blade. It is a single taunt, as it is a single target ability. It is one of the morphs of Dagger, or Hidden Blade, in the wield skill line. The last universal, no, not skill, but the universal set available to every tank, regardless of class, is Swarm Mother. It's a monster set. However, it doesn't proc Tormentor because its proc is not intended to proc the proc. So procs in general don't proc procs, or at least they shouldn't in this game. So there you go. Those are all the universal possibilities of triggers for Tormentor. Now, the last ones we need to review are going to be the class abilities. Immediately, I thought of the Lotus fan ability, which is one of the morphs of the opposite morph of Ambush for the Nightblade class. And I thought of this because, okay, it has AoE damage. But I realized after using it, it's a single taunt ability or single taunt proc because the AoE portion of it is damage over time. So it's not direct damage like Stampede. So that's why Lotus Fan is a single taunt according to Tormentor. Templar. Now Templars is probably the most interesting and probably the most convenient to use at the moment. Toppling Charge. It is an AoE taunt. It works as an AoE taunt. You can single target something like a boss and taunt that boss. But let's say there's a bunch of things gathered up in one spot in a 6 to 7 meter radius. If you toppling charge something and everything's around it, you basically taunt everything, as I'll probably show in the video here. Dragonknight. Both morphs of chains work on Relenting Grip and Empowering Chains. They work as single taunt abilities under Tormentor. And the ultimate, Dragon Leap, is classified as a leap skill, of course. And yes, just like Toppling Charge, you can taunt everything in the vicinity of the Dragon Leap AOE. Although it's kind of questionable if you should use a Dragon Leap to taunt things. I'm sure it looks funny, it is funny, but I don't know if sacrificing an ultimate to taunt everything in the area is worth it, but that's for debate. 3 more classes. The Warden. So the Warden Frozen Device skill is a single taunt. It's not AoE because it only pulls one thing at a time per frozen device. Sorcerer. Now, Sorcerer, a lot of people thought Streak is classified as a teleport. It's not, so it does not work. Even though it does directly damage and you do technically teleport, it does not count as a teleport, so the Streak does not taunt anything. It's not a single target taunt, it's not an AoE taunt, it just doesn't work under Tormentor. Necromancer. The only skill available that could potentially trigger Tormentor is Beckoning Armor, and we tested this in open world. It does not proc Tormentor because it's not direct damage. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything we know about Tormentor. What skills proc it, what skills don't, which skills are AoE or should be AoE, and that's it. Hopefully you found this video useful, and I'm sure the next question a lot of you guys will ask me is, well, now that we know that there are now actual AoE taunts, will Tormentor be a consideration for tanking? I would say within the context of endgame tanking, probably not. Like 90% of the time, I can see it definitely being used for certain trash pools in certain trials, especially maybe if you're going to try to no death something. And there's always been instances where maybe a tank made a mistake and didn't grab one elite ad, and that elite ad heavy attacked somebody, and that somebody didn't roll dodge in time, regardless of whose fault it was. Somebody died and ruined like a no death run or something, right? So maybe, just maybe, the Tormentor set could be used for things like that. Otherwise, I don't really see a use for it because, again, it is a entire 5-piece set. So I'm not sure if we'll ever see it being used within the context of endgame, because most endgame tanks are more than proficient enough to not need Tormentor. However, I can definitely see Tormentor being a very attractive option, especially for newer players who are transitioning from World of Warcraft or other games that have AoE taunts or something close to an AoE taunt. So definitely we'll probably see a lot more usage for beginner players. I can definitely see Tormentor being a good set for beginner players who are struggling. And I can definitely see people who are trying to tank on the less efficient classes like Templar, compared to like a Dragonknight or something that will use Tormentor. So definitely a fun set. Definitely a set to potentially consider. But other than that, guys, those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. What do you guys think with the Tormentor set? Do you guys think you use it? Do you guys think it's worth it? Do you guys think maybe can it be improved in any way, or is it fine the way it is? And again, thanks for supporting me. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, have fun, and see you guys next time.